Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad and this is Supercoach Pro. Today we are taking a look at CJ for Supercoach 2026 season. In this profile, I've broken down some of his numbers and figured out what sort of a pick this is for Supercoach. And it's not as juicy as I thought it would be, to be honest. So in 2021 season was his best season, where he was averaging 20 disposals and 5.8 marks. Yeah, I'm just going to get straight into this one. This one was requested by James. The tons in a season where you're averaging 20 disposals in a halfback flank doesn't scream out Supercoach pick based on the tons. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, for me, it just, I know I'm sort of cutting this one a little bit short, but we've looked at him over the years and he's played 7 seasons of football and never averaged over 72.2. And that was his career best season, where he averaged 20 disposals, 5.8 marks, and so on. If he can't recapture anything like 20 disposals per game, then we're definitely not looking at him. I think the main takeaway for Jiath is if he gets kick-out duties, then it might be a little bit more enticing. Now that McVee's gone, Bowie's probably going to get the kick-out duties more than what he did last year. But for me, Jiath has to be really in that scoring chain. He can't be in the wing, on the wing, I should say. He's got to be not accountable either. If you see him, on a centre-half forward lining up at a centre-half back, we're not picking him. However, if you see him on the centre-half back flank, the right or the left, not sure which flank he'd go on, but then that's more enticing. But also just in the pre-season, I think he's more of a watch. But look at his 2025 season, 17 games is big enough sample size, all being subbed out in these games, really shows what sort of form he was in anyway. Now, I don't know every position on the ground he played that season, but it doesn't really entice me, barring these two teams. Demons and Tigers wins, he scored 130 points. Now, issue is he's not going to get 25 and 32 disposals each game, nor is he going to have 7 and 9 marks. So I just don't think this pick is very relevant. I don't know. I can't really see any reasons why you would pick him. I suppose that's my issue with Jiath is, does he get kickouts? Yes, then maybe it's a look. And then his direct matchups, I suppose. Like, is he going to play loose? We're not really sure at this stage, but it just doesn't really feel like a Supercoach pick. I mean, the upside is if he does take kickouts and he is obviously playing for Melbourne, he's going to see a lot of backline, ball on the backline. So for me, I kind of feel like he might be 70s to 80s at best sort of pick. Maybe 82, 83 is where I reckon he could have a career high at some point. But I don't know, it might only be for a purple patch of the season. In saying that, you have a look at that 2021 season. If you jumped off him around maybe round 8, he might have made you enough money then anyway, but I can't really see it being a valid stepping stone option either. 7 years in football and you have an average over 72, it doesn't feel like a selling point for me. I've had a look at more statistics behind it, but for me, I won't waste anyone's time on this pick. I could be completely wrong. He could shoot the lights out in the first 8 weeks of the round, but for me, it just doesn't look like there's enough writing on the wall for me to be sold on the pick whatsoever. But a good shout nonetheless, because I probably would have had a look at him in my Supercoach team, but doing this player profile sort of eliminates these sort of players being in my team picker. And thanks to James for this one, because now he won't be in my team picker, even as a placeholder now that I know what he's done in the last 7 years of football. So always good to chuck in your players, even if you think they're a little bit left field, because it does give us a better read to not pick that player at some point anyway and maybe try a different mid-pricer. But there is a world where he could have a career best season, because all playing needs is a fresh start and some new motivation, and could absolutely turn it around. So just keep an eye out for where he's playing in the preseason, what his duties are, and who he's lining up on. So I'll leave it there. Give us a like for the video, and if you want any more players, chuck them in the comments down below. Thanks for watching again. Cheers. Bye.